He said it though, Shady made me with Shady's Rockabye Baby.
I'm about to pull up, you don't know.
There's a war going on outside, no man is safe from.
I don't even know how to start this one, honestly speaking. Eminem 2. Eminem mentioned on the Epstein documents. Rumors that he's in the files. How is this making sense, man? First it was Jay-Z, Pusha T. Like Pusha T's name even. Pusha T's not as powerful as Jay-Z. I can understand Jay-Z being powerful, and then they're gunning for him. You know what I'm saying? They're gunning for the black millionaires or black billionaires. You know, Diddy and then Jay-Z. I don't know what these guys have done in their circle that or whoever's gunning for them. But the whole thing is not adding up, man. Like there's a distraction somewhere. I'm not into politics. I'm into hip hop. I'm into rap. And these are my goats, man. The greatest of all times that they're mentioning, from Jay-Z to Eminem, Pusha T, etc. They got bars. But anyway, let me cut that long story short. Welcome to this episode of Dub of the Week, man. I heard Eminem was in there too, and I thought, you know what? I have to go through the source. And you know who my source is? None other than Trap. I had to go check him out. Walk with me, people. Let's hear what Trap's got to say. Jeez.
Know how to process this. All of my hero rappers from my childhood. We just had Jay-Z. They're saying Pusha T. It's just a ridiculous. Now they're saying Eminem's in the Epstein files too, not Slim Shady, man. They're saying that he was getting Slim and Shady on that island, bro. I don't even want this to be true. And it might not be true, but it is. I don't want to say it's official. It's not official that Epstein was there on the island, but it is official that Epstein is, the Eminem is now being mentioned in the Epstein files, okay? This is not a drill. This is not a joke. This is a real thing. And, yeah, we're going to have to just get into it, right? So
let me pause there quickly and let me explain something. Eminem has been named in the Epstein files, United States Department's Justice.gov. So this kind of makes it seem official, but upon doing your research, you would know that this is not really official because these are anonymous tips that have been reported and then probably put on this website because there's really no research in it. There's nothing to confirm that this is really true. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't really understand why people are just throwing out anonymous tips on big artists. I even heard Rihanna too. You know, big artists like Rihanna, we have Jay-Z, we have Pusha T. You know, they're just mentioning names. Someone mentioned Drake as well. So it's like they're mentioning names just to distract people from what's really going on.
And, yeah, we're going to have to just get into it, right? So they're saying, all right, Marshall Mathers, Slim Shady himself, has been mentioned in the Epstein files. So look, I'll read this to you. This is the paperwork, and I'll read you what people are saying about it on Reddit. But this is crazy. This is on justice.gov. This is not a joke, right? Suspicious message. Epstein, Marshall Mathers, and Marilyn Manson. Okay, apparently this was forwarded in. This was an allegation that was made at the start of 2025 relating to historic crimes.
Message.
It is very, very sad, okay? So this message has been going back and forth. This says, it's been a while since I've received a civilian report regarding Epstein and Maxwell, but the below appears to fall into the category that we forward you consistent with our case team's practice. Passing that along per practice. It's not saying this is true. It's not saying this is definitely confirmed. It's just saying I am forwarding an allegation that has been sent into the FBI. I believe this is the FBI. When it comes to looking into this human trafficking case, and it's crazy, right? It is actually crazy. So look, let's see what's going on. This is the full allegation in its entirety. It says, hello, I'm not sure who to contact. When I Google Ghislaine Maxwell prosecutor, you popped up. I'm not sure anyone would even still be interested in knowing, but I worked at a country club in Mogador, Ohio. I worked there from 2002 until 2007. It's called West's Mogador Country Club. It was a golf course, bar, and bowling alley. I cleaned and I cooked there. I don't know the exact dates, but I remember Epstein coming in along with Ghislaine and others. I believe they were first. Marshall Mathers wasn't there with Epstein, at least not that I saw. I wasn't normally allowed in the bar.
Here's how it works. First, go to riverside.fm and open an account, and then you'll be able to capture high quality.
I know they moved a bed into the banquet space, and my memories of seeing it there are hazy, like I was drugged or under hypnosis. The night Marshal Mathers being Eminem, okay, if you didn't know. The night Marshal came in, there was another guy. I don't know the man's name. He and my boss came into the kitchen. My boss, Eric West, took over cooking because the man wanted to talk to me. He tried to persuade me to let him introduce me to a man, but I kept refusing. Eventually, they threatened me, and I was told to pour Marshall a drink and flirt with me. Or flirt with him, I guess. I realize now he kept insisting it should be me because I was the only girl under 18 in the establishment. After pouring Marshall the drink, I left the bar. I asked if I could go home now, but instead they held my face and forced me to take something. I know there was a woman who shaved my privates, but my only memory after that is of being in a different part of the country club, telling the man that Marshall didn't have S with me. I honestly don't know if he did. I believe the man later came back. I don't remember much of it other than I was naked in the bathroom on the wicker chaise lounge, with a black man behind me holding a knife to my throat. They told me I was going to end up in a dumpster, and most of my memories feel unreal. I'm hoping that by telling someone I can find a sense of realness and healing, and they started playing over and over in my head. All of the memories I have of Marilyn Manson feel like a dream or hypnosis, except the ones at my aunt's house. I'm not sure how my dad's cousins knew him. He visited at least twice when I was young. The first I was around 10 or 11 years old, and I had started developing breasts. I was self-conscious of them, and they were growing to be different sizes. I often covered them with my arms. My dad's allowed him to trace them onto a white shirt. The second time he visited, I was around 13, and there were a bunch of men with him this time. He told the room full of men something that upset my dad, and he pulled me out of the house and said I'd never see Brian again. We called him Brian, not Marilyn. After that, my memories all feel like I was either drugged around him or under some kind of hypnosis. I also have memories of being around P. Diddy, but I can't place how or why he would have been in my home. I was pregnant with my daughter in 2010, and she was born in March of 2011. I lived in a trailer located close to Akron, Ohio, and I remember someone who I think is Diddy taking a video with a phone. I've always been a bigger girl. My weight while I was pregnant was way closer to 300 pounds. If there was a video of me, it might stand out. I'm not the normal pretty type of person you'd see around celebrities, but since my teen, I've always weighed around 200 to 300 pounds. I have brown hair, my breasts are different sizes, and I also wear glasses. However, they're often taken from me. I hope that telling someone this, they will remember if they came across something. My dad passed away in 2020. I don't talk to his cousins, and when I tried to talk to my dad prior to his death, he would refuse to talk to me. I was R-worded one time in 2005. I was with my boyfriend at the time, and he allowed his drug dealer to R me. I've tried to contact local police about that, but my boyfriend passed away and there are no records. Thank you for reading this. I don't know if any of it would be any help to you or anyone else. Again, I'm not even sure who I should be talking to. I have no evidence of any of it, and I have no one to talk to me about it. My memories are still becoming increasingly overwhelming. They keep me awake at night, and I feel like I try to verbally tell anyone any of this, they will just think that I'm insane. I really hope that you don't just write me off as being a nutcase. I'd love to be able to just live a normal life where I don't have to fight the urge to hide and cry every day. Thank you again. Now, look.
Yo, there's a bit of delusion in that, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. That's like a stan sending a message to a crazy ass fan. You get what I'm saying? The whole thing does not work out, man. I don't want to believe this, honestly. I don't want to believe this. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, yo, come on, man. Like, why don't you just come out? Why is it anonymous? Do you get what I'm saying? If it's really true, just come out and say something, man. And stop all this anonymous stuff and just putting, stuff online, confusing people's heads. You get what I'm saying? People love this. I bet the person that wrote it and just sent it there made this stuff up. Is probably sitting in his room and he's like, shit, I got everyone, talking. Because they've got everyone talking. Different names they're mentioning. Do you get what I'm saying? They're talking about blood sacrifices. They're talking about the Illuminati and all that kind of stuff. I don't even want to say them kind of things out of my tongue, man. Do you get what I mean? It's just mad.
That story is pretty bizarre. It is definitely hard to believe. I do feel like that part of the end where she's talking about, doubting her reality and, wishing she could just move on from these memories, I think that kind of does actually hit home. Now, look, Do I think Eminem was out here partying with Epstein? Just based on that letter, I'm not sure if I do, but I think we're beginning to hear a lot of crazy stuff that we would have never expected. Now, there's rumors and emails going down that appear to suggest that Elon Musk was emailing Epstein, asking to go to parties and things like that. And it's just getting more and more bizarre. So look, this was originally posted. I first saw it on the 50 Cent subreddit. And basically, a lot of people aren't believing this.
These are
Let's be real. A lot of people
powerful
aren't believing
men.
this. Because they're clearly trying to pull all the names they can in there, hoping people will forget there's actual proof pictures and emails of Trump gates. Excuse me. And Elon Musk doing real crimes. It says, yeah, when I realized it was only rappers, no country stars, actors or actresses, no rock stars, just rappers. Well, there was Marilyn Manson, so. It says rappers who are also publicly Democrat and anti-Trump, Pusha T and Eminem were involved in the Harris campaign. Now, that's interesting. It says, well, now I'm hearing about Jamie Foxx and Robin Leach. Sounds like the administration is trying to throw left-leaning celebrities on the card to even the score. It's bait to get people to discredit all of the evidence. The angle is to say, F it, leave no stone unturned. Evidence is all that matters. It doesn't sound like there's any verifiable information. It will be thrown out in court and it essentially becomes a tabloid piece.
Facts, absolute facts there. And my reason for saying that, this is like a distraction. And they're using celebrities. Why are they using mostly celebrities? Do you get what I'm saying? There's a distraction going on. As I started the video, I told you, there's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. You get me?
Yep, and then you have Trump in the actual files over and over and over again, actually hanging around with Epstein in person all the time, and suddenly MAGA needs more evidence of Trump's involvement with Epstein. Now, there are a lot of crazy Trump allegations in there. But this comment says, this is someone who's not mentally well. Eminem in a public county club ballroom and kitchen while others are working there. Manson at her aunt's house with her adult cousins. P. Diddy in her trailer around 18 years later. Came forward in 2025 when all these people who were in the news around that time for either having allegations and in Eminem's case had dropped an album a couple months before. She says it could be hypnosis at different parts of her life spanning around 20 years. In a hotel kitchen she worked at during her teens, her aunt's house as a child, and a trailer she lived in as a pregnant 300-pound adult. Seems even the person forwarding the info to a rep didn't believe the smell test on it by their tone and referring to it as such cases we categorized, but forwarding for records regardless. People try and cope with awful events by trying to control the narrative of what happens sometimes, and this is sadly just the trauma of somebody hurt who needs help with them.
I'm telling you, so it could be AI. AI could freaking write a letter like that, man. Can you write me a depressing letter? And please add P. Diddy in there. Saying that I saw P. Diddy and stuff. You get what I'm saying? And add Eminem in there, and add some bigger celebrity names in there. AI is doing very, very crazy things now. Do you get what I'm saying? The world is changing, man. We need to be careful on what's going on. People can switch your words and everything. Anyone can make up anything, man, and make it seem so like, yeah, it is what it is. Do you get what I'm saying? Make it seem so heartfelt. However, it's like 20%. 20% if it's true. Like, yo, this is dark, man, people. Like, this is really, really dark. In my mind, it doesn't feel true. There's no evidence. We need more evidence. We need people. We need videos. We need pictures. We need to see facts. Do you get what I'm saying? This is just someone talking, and you don't want to come out. And anonymous is not good enough. Anonymous is not good enough. And the comments do say it. Eminem's fans are out here backing him. Do you get what I'm saying? I think I'm backing him too, man. I think it's not right. Do you get what I'm saying? There's people that are doing this. It's not right, and they need to stop it, man, because they're ruining lives. They're ruining people's families, and the fact that they put Eminem in there, and it just seems like politics to me. They're not even talking the Eminem, the Rihannas, the people that they mentioned. They're not really talking because I think they know what's going on, and they probably seek advice from their lawyers to keep quiet. That there's nothing strong and concrete that could, have them be investigated or put them in jail. It's just putting dirt or it's putting a bit of dirt in their name and their character, basically. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's for whoever believes in it. Like, some people like me don't actually believe in it because I've done the biggest research to kind of see where this is, has come from. And it just seems like anonymous tips. It's just like people just just send stuff to the Justice Department, say an anonymous tip, and then they start releasing it to everybody. It's kind of unfair though. You get what I'm saying? Whoever's doing it is so unfair, but it's life. This is the life that we live in now. These times are scary, man. These are the times that we need to be prayerful, like prayerful to God. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's for real, for real. These are dark times, people.
Mental health. Okay, and I do think that's actually a very reasonable story. People are saying these stories with Eminem, Marilyn Manson, Pusha T, and Jay-Z just don't seem to add up. And it is true. It's suspiciously like people on the left side of politics, right? Notice Eminem, Jay-Z, and Pusha T were named by these weird anonymous stories, and all of them were recently against ICE. This is revenge from the administration. They're saying Eminem, the guy that never leaves his city, let alone his house. That's relatable, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. So look, this has been popping off in a whole bunch of different subreddits, okay? This is the Eminem subreddit. Obviously, people aren't feeling this. People aren't believing this is true. They're saying, never mind, it's overall just describing fragmented memories and no supporting evidence. It's explicitly flagged as suspicious and an uncorroborated report. They're saying, yeah, it's a bunch of horseshit. So they also forgot him on the island. He had to grab onto the jet wing with Ben Affleck and Seth Green. Wait, don't forget me, all right? Shady as Bill taking the pill and putting it in your soft drink. So they're referencing this Eminem lyric from way back.
Wow.
Oh my God, this is crazy. It says he's not been named in any documents released so far, and he won't either. Eminem's crew is some of the few in the industry I can guarantee won't show up in these or the digital files. He doesn't F with people like that, and he sure as shit doesn't do that crap either. Well, there was the rumor about the underage Swedish girl, but that's all I've heard along these lines. There's a clip of him in the early days throwing girls off stage for being underage, so it's hard to believe, right? It says there was an old interview with Eminem in Europe somewhere, probably Germany in 1999 in a hotel bar. I think it was in a dark room, dark woods, and he was just high and joking around. But one of the jokes was about doing stuff like this. He used to joke around and would say anything back then. But that's the video.
Yeah,
Man,
that's shady.
Do we want to see him joking about this? Okay, I just pulled it up, and there is some pretty creepy stuff in here. Now, they're saying he's high as hell, all right? But he does say some creepy stuff in this, all right? Look, this isn't me trying to tarnish Eminem's legacy. But I'm just following the footprints of these comments on Reddit, and this is a little bit bizarre. Listen to this.
What is the moment that you are most happy?
When I see Britney Spears naked.
That's probably the most happy moment.
What is it you like about Britney Spears?
She's underage.
Oh no.
Fascinated.
No. Oh. You see them lyrics, all them behaviors come back to haunt you. You get what I'm saying? But he said it though. Shady made me. But Shady's rock up my baby. You get what I'm saying? Like, yo. Whew. Them lyrics, man. Them lyrics that made you who you are right now. They're coming back to haunt you. Anyone in the comments, please let me know. You guys believe in this, man? I can understand that, yeah, he was on some craziness, Slim Shady, but the world loved that Slim Shady. But do you think that he actually was doing them crazy shit or them crazy stuff that he used to say in them lyrics? Do you get what I'm saying?
I just met her last week. I think she's a cute girl. I need to quit cracking jokes about her, otherwise she'll never date me.
Would you like that, to date her?
Huh?
Would you like that?
To rape her?
No, to date her.
Oh. Yeah, I would actually like to date Jennifer Lopez.
Okay. Look, Eminem has got a very dark sense of humor, and we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But look, it's doing the rounds in all the different subreddits. It's on r/hiphop heads. People are basically saying, I feel dumber for having even read that. It sounds like insane rambling. And it doesn't even accuse Eminem of having done anything, okay? They're saying, who is this person's family that Marilyn Manson and Diddy were coming to visit them in Ohio? I hear it, all right? It says, are they diluting accusations to take away from the real accusations? Bingo, they're saying that's what happens, all right? Also dilutes the real accusations. We're waiting for certain names, but when we read a bunch of bullshit first, it makes it more likely the stories with the names we're interested in are also bullshit. They're saying it's distraction. They're flooding the news, confusing the situation, so all of it, so the masses don't stand up for the kids that are victims. They're flooding the zone, homies. You'll see much more of it. It's to keep you from the real Elon one where he begged to go the island, and the weird Trumped ones, okay? The thing about Epstein is that he moved in the same spaces as a lot of people, but most of them would have been fairly limited. Someone's name popping up means nothing on its own. It's the tangible evidence of a direct connection, like the new stuff of Elon begging to go to the island, though, and there's stuff tying them together for years that makes someone culpable, okay?
Well, if you get what he's saying there, there's the fish, there is the bigger fish, and there's the sharks. Do you get what I'm saying? The fish and the bigger fish, they getting thrown as a distraction. That's what Trap is trying to say there. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what the comments are saying.
I think the FBI might have dumped a bunch of random anonymous tips they received. The crazier ones they received, mind you, as an attempt to discredit legitimate claims. That's what people are saying, okay? That's what people are saying. It says you need to read the email that says he was at an Ohio country club. They had an underage girl try and flirt with him, but he didn't do anything. Right? And then the tipster thinks they were hypnotized. It's not credible, but 98% of people will see the headline and say, oh, Eminem was with Epstein. That's all they need to see. All right? They're saying don't take any of the anonymous tips seriously. All right? Even the Kanye subreddit, they're saying it's an unreal lineup. Marshall Mathers, Marilyn Manson, Diddy. It is a crazy link up. All right? It is actually a crazy link up. So even the Epstein subreddit, all right, nobody thinks this is serious. I mean, Eminem's pretty serious. Marilyn Manson, I can see he's known to be a weirdo. It's the first time I've ever heard of Eminem being accused of anything like this.
Let me pause there, though. Marilyn Manson. I've not seen Marilyn Manson and Kanye West chilling out before. Was it when Kanye West was doing Thunder? Was he not chilling with Marilyn Manson? So don't say that it's a crazy lineup. That one, you can't say it's a crazy lineup because I have actually seen the both of them chill out together. Do you get what I'm saying? I've seen them link up at the album listening party like he usually does. So don't say it's a crazy lineup. Anyone can hang together in this industry. Like surprisingly, do you get what I'm saying? They merge all genres together. And, you know, they all Hollywood. They all live around each other. They got mansions close to each other, so they could all link up. Do you know what I mean? They're human. So all that saying, oh yeah, they can't link up, like it's a crazy link up. Don't say that. Anyone links up when it comes to Hollywood.
I don't want to downplay I don't want to downplay the victim, but I also want to make sure that it's true and not report fake stuff. I don't think it's true, honestly. I don't think it's true. But now he's in the files. You can't say he's not in the files. Whether or not it's true, they put him in the files. Quite a few people think Eminem's on the Epstein. Now, this is 6 months ago. People have been saying this for quite some time. I'm not saying I believe it, but it has been going around. And I wanted to show you a couple of little things from Reddit where this is 6 months ago, and they're saying quite a few people think Eminem is on the list. And basically people are in the comments saying, yeah, Eminem sexualizes minors, 2000 Eminem would. People said Slim Shady on the list. Eminem sang about R-wording and kids and killing his own mother. R-wording his own mother and killing her. They're saying, nope, he's a part of it. He's actually part of the list. Most of the people who suddenly said he's on the list are idiot Republicans who got mad at him for suddenly becoming politically charged and anti-Trump. All right, it says exactly, they moved the goalpost when you mentioned the fact that Trump was close friends with Epstein for years. Those people are what we call mentally challenged. They're saying, nope, he's not part of it. It says, duh, he's admitted to it. Him and Seth Green were hanging off of the left wing of his jet. Right, it's that lyric from back in the day. But yeah, this is just going around absolutely everywhere, okay? Wild email. She's not accusing Eminem of anything, just Manson and Diddy. That's what I got from it. Marshall Mathers wasn't there with Epstein, at least not that I saw. It seems someone was trying to get this underage girl to have sex with Eminem, possibly to blackmail him. And then she suddenly switches over to talking about Marilyn Manson being at her aunt's house, seemingly having nothing to do with Epstein. Her father knew about Manson abusing her. She talks about her father in a way that makes me wonder if he's some kind of famous person. Maybe I'm reaching. But it seems like he had connections to Marilyn Manson and Diddy, though. Okay, so this is 7 months ago, interestingly enough. So Eminem is not on the Epstein list after all. White House announced there is no Epstein list, but Shady said he was on Epstein's left wing. Something's not lining up for legal reasons. I'm just playing Epstein. You know I love you. All right, so look, Eminem fans, Eminem and his crazy personality, he's cultivated a pretty crazy and hilarious fan base. But at the end of the day, I think we're going to see more crazy stuff coming out. I don't think he was freaking off with Epstein. Let's be real. I don't think that was happening. But I do think there's probably were some rappers. I mean, the jayz one, I don't think that's substantiated, but at the same time, I do feel like there's a lot of unanswered questions about, you know, some of the women that jayz was allegedly involved in the early days of his career. But we've yet to see anything substantial. Okay, so look, I just want to come out here, update you guys. I'm seeing Eminem on the Epstein list all over my Reddit feed. It's left, right, and center. It's Eminem, 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 blah, blah, blah. So it's what it is. I've read you the whole thing. You can make up your own minds. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I don't think Eminem was freaking off like that, but
I'm going to read a bit of comments on what people are saying. Let me see what people are saying on Twitter. Then they got your man Jay in the Epstein files. I got to do a doc on this ish. You get what I'm saying? 50 is on it immediately, man. 50 just has absolute beef with Jay and Diddy. I really don't know why. I think there is like some really, really personal beef in there. They really tried to crush 50 Cent, and 50 Cent is coming back for all of them. Do you get what I'm saying? Which is understandable. Eminem, why are you in the Epstein files? Wow. Did 50 Cent post Eminem? Obviously he's don't, because Eminem is this guy. But I don't believe about the Eminem one. I know Eminem has some dark lyrics and stuff, angry lyrics and everything, which, especially Criminal, one of my best bars from him. Do you get what I'm saying? I wish I could play it here, but obviously copyright immediately, Interscope. You know what I mean? I wish I could play it. Criminal, I'm a criminal. Crime, things on my mind. So I'm a criminal. Do you get what I'm saying? Obviously, Eminem was high on drugs, doing all that sorts of stuff. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It's a 10 to 20% for me, man. Do you get what I'm saying? There needs to be more evidence and facts, you know, because it's all in his lyrics now. You know what he said, how dark his sense of humor is. You get what I'm saying? Stuff he said about Britney Spears, you know, nah. But I don't believe it. I think it's a real, you know Eminem's fan base is massive. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's a real political thing going on. There's a war going on outside, and it's a massive distraction. So yeah, we should understand that. Anyway, let me round it up. Let's see what Charlamagne had to say.
Pusha T, Eminem, and Jay-Z are in the Epstein file story. Yes, we are going to talk about that this morning because I don't understand. Now, I know people are wondering what is going to come of all this, and the answer is probably nothing. Legally, anyway. I mean, the DOJ Deputy AG Todd Blanche said the files do not currently provide enough credible prosecutable evidence to bring new charges against other figures. I would say, well, if you take out all the credible prosecutable evidence before you release the files, of course they don't have enough credible prosecutable evidence, okay? But I want to get to the Pusha T, Jay-Z, Eminem of it all, because that's what went crazy on my algorithm. I have one question.
Yeah.
There's one question for the room. What do niggas hate more? Reading or accountability? What y'all think?
Accountability.
Reading.
I think reading too. Okay? I think reading as well. Okay? I don't understand why y'all are so quick to want to tear our own down without doing just a little bit of research. Okay? By the way,
due
I
diligence,
saw
yeah.
way more headlines about Pusha T and Jay-Z than I did Eminem, but that's not surprising because we love tearing our own down. Even though when you're talking hip hop, Eminem is one of us, okay? But I don't even like the headlines I saw of him. All right? Connecting Pusha T, Jay-Z, and Eminem to something like the Epstein files, come on, man. Okay, listen, for everyone who may not know, let me explain to you. Mentions of these artists didn't come from Epstein's personal records. They didn't come from reports supported by law enforcement. Okay, these stories came from a crisis intake report, a public hotline submission, a tip that some random person called in from 2019. They aren't backed by court findings, indictments, confirmed evidence. And if you actually read the stories, they just simply don't make any sense.
Exactly.
Okay, what the hell would Jay-Z be
timeline
doing with
don't
Harvey
work
Weinstein and Attorney General William Barr in 1996? That was the year his first album came out.
Yeah.
Do you really think Pusha T in 2007 was hanging around Harvey Weinstein and was one of the victim's handlers? In the Eminem story, the woman describes how she weighs 300 pounds. This is her words, not mine.
Yeah.
She says this in the report. She weighs 300 pounds, so a
Facts.
video of her would be easy to find. And in the Eminem story, she said when she woke up, she saw someone recording with a phone, and she thinks it was Diddy.
that was crazy, bro. I'm telling you, nah. This thing's cap, bro. Cap. Come on, man. It's cap. It has to be cap, man. It has to be cap. She said she woke up and saw Diddy, man. Take that, take that, take that. Yo, why they doing this to Diddy, man? I don't know, man. This is gonna be straight cap, man. Honestly, straight cap, man.
Okay? These are public hotline submissions. The tips itself don't imply these individuals were investigated, nor does it in any way imply guilt for any of these accusations. The DOJ literally said some of the accusations posed could be fake or falsely submitted. By the way, anyone who actually took the time to read any of these stories would know that. Now, I don't have a problem with people reporting this. I just don't understand how y'all don't report this with proper context. All you outlets know that people don't read past headlines. So if you put Pusha T, Jay-Z, Eminem in the Epstein files, everybody is gonna run with it. And I just be having to sit back and think, do we realize how much we are getting played, okay? Whenever the powers that be want to deflect from what they got going on, they will always throw meat to the blacks, okay? Because they know nobody controls the algorithm like black people. Nobody gets people going like us. Oh, Epstein files coming out? Okay, put out some of the stuff from the DOJ tip line. There's some big names in there, and it will be good this weekend because Pusha T is nominated for all types of awards at the Grammys this year, and people on social media, by people, I mean Drake fan pages, will have a field day with this, and they will talk about this so much that it will keep us out of the algorithm. Do we?
Why can't these guys fight back though? When are they gonna fight back? Do you get what I'm saying? When is Jay-Z gonna come out and say something? Because his name is just being thrown in the dirt multiple occasions. You know what I'm saying? It's not about lyrics and bars. You get what I mean? I know he that cast the first sin and all them kind of bars that he that he's spitting. Yeah, he's saying it in his lyrics. I think he needs to come out too, man. Just the way he spoke out for 21 Savage. He said something on Twitter, he didn't want them to arrest 21 Savage. And he had something to say on Twitter, when the issue about 21 Savage happened, when they detained 21 Savage. He had something to say about it. You get what I'm saying? Why can he not come out and say something, why they gotta fight. They're billionaires. They gotta fight and say something. I just don't understand why Pusha T is in the mix, though. That's something I don't get.
Not understand how black culture is being used to protect the agendas of the elite. Okay, Epstein files come out Friday. Don Lemon in Georgia Fort. Black journalists get arrested. President Obama gets threatened with jail time. And just for a little razzle-dazzle, Jay-Z, Pusha T, Eminem, and the Epstein files. All to get your algorithm focused off the relationship between Jeffrey Epstein and some of the most powerful people in this world. And sadly, it worked. But listen, when you're black and successful, it comes with the territory. And as my therapist tells me often, you can't have your success without the problems that come with it. And sadly, unserious journalism is one of those problems. Donkey today.
I done told you guys already that this looks like a distraction. Eminem, I don't think he was in that list. I don't think Jay-Z was in that list as well. I know Dame Dash has had some beef with Weinstein before, in a fight and everything. It's just too much on Jay-Z, though. The dirt on Jay-Z is too much, man. As much as he's my GOAT, the dirt on him is too much. Nicki Minaj going out on him. I don't know if I really want to talk about that, to be honest. But in the timeline of when Jay-Z was dealing with Aaliyah, I do remember, when she passed and Jay-Z did that Missing You song. Aaliyah died after my birthday. That was on the 25th of August. That's when she passed away. You get what I'm saying? So the timeline, the age difference and everything, I don't think she was underage when Jay-Z was messing with her. Because it was about the time Dame Dash was messing with her too. There's no claim that Dame Dash was messing with an underage woman. I think she was of age, when Dame Dash, because that was the time, I think they were fighting for this girl. They were fighting for Aaliyah. Dame Dash liked her, Jay-Z liked her too. So if you're going to be saying that, he was dealing with her when she was underage or whatever, then Dame Dash is part of the mix as well. But that's not the case. However, when it comes to the Beyonce one, I can't really get into that. I don't know that timeline. But I think I know the Aaliyah timeline because it was around that, around the time she passed away, and they were all close. This was the times Jay was doing all that change, the game, the dynasty. I'm a hustler, baby. I just want you to know. That was them peak times of jayz. You get what I'm saying? So the only people that could actually talk about that, to be honest, is the likes of Timberland, Missy, Jenny Wine, that really knew Aaliyah. What age was she? Do you get what I'm saying? Is what they're saying true about that? Do you get what I'm saying? I don't really want to talk about it, but those are the people that can verify that. Anyway, I was here to talk about the Eminem one, and I don't believe it. I'll look into more research on the J one, on the Nicki Minaj one. Just stay in touch, guys. You get what I'm saying? Please do like, share, and subscribe. I'm the guy, the dub. You get what I mean? And I'm out of here, people. Cheese.
I'm about to pull up, you don't know. I got my hood up, you don't know. Snapchat